Hey there, it's Chef Jeff coming to you live from the Cybersecurity Kitchen. Got that right today. So today we're going to be talking about a good plan. You know, when when an unplanned incident happens, it can be really stressful when we're trying to figure out and fly by the seat of our pants what's going on, how we're going to do things. And, you know, a good defense needs a plan, right? So for every offense, there has to be a good defense. So, a little like the Ghostbusters, who are you going to call? Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. So let's jump into our lesson. You know, it makes me think that talking about incident response plans is that COVID-19 is a really good example of an incident, right? So we were forced to do things that we quote unquote hadn't planned for, but our organization had planned for, and we had the capability to have people work from home. So it was a very smooth and easy transition for us. Wasn't so for everybody, and many of our clients were clamoring to get things done. And that, along the lines, there was some compromises made. And when it comes to cybersecurity, you don't want to make compromises, because when you compromise your security, you compromise your reputation and your business's ability to continue to operate in the most effective way. Let's go ahead and talk about some plans. So we're following our business continuity plan with the COVID-19, and we still continue to work remotely. No need to go back to the office because there's nothing really there. COVID-19, the numbers don't lie. Let's go into this. So what are we talking about here? So on average, 47% of the small businesses targeted lost $17,000. Right? These are numbers that I pulled off some Canadian insurance websites. So on average, 63% of the medium and large businesses targeted lost $184,000. So what this is telling us, medium and large businesses are losing considerably more money. So the solopreneurs and the small business practitioners, private practitioners, have seen an average loss of $17,000. And that 80% of the cyber attacks begin in emails. However, they don't end there, right? So phishing attempts, spear phishing, social engineering, all these things are coming in. So, the number one way that you can protect yourself and protect your organization is to be educated, right? As a security-minded organization, we can put in all kinds of levels of security, controls, protection, artificial intelligence-based systems that will help predict what's going on. But, if we haven't trained ourselves or trained Susie or Bob, not to click that link, not to open those documents, to question, is this should I be receiving this? Then all of those systems and efforts and investment can be thwarted in a single click, right? Opening a PDF document that has a malicious payload attached to it. That's what these threat actors, these bad guys out there are trying to do. They're trying to get you to open these infected documents. They're trying to get you to give away your login credentials to your systems. So develop an incident response plan. Have a policy in place. Number one, who's on your team, right? Your lawyers, your management team, your IT team, your cybersecurity team, being able to report to police, privacy commissioner. You need to know all of the people that are in place and who you need to contact. You need to make sure that you've got a good backup and restoration plan and that it's air gapped offline and that you're able to restore your data in the event of a breach and encryption. It's really sad when you hear about people that have backups that also have been encrypted. You need to clearly articulate your system down policy. How long are you going to be, when this incident happens, how long will it be down until it is clear? So you've removed the incident. Create a communications plan because you're going to have to communicate. You're going to have to know what information that you're going to need to communicate to who, right? There's a privacy commission. There may be in your professional systems, you may need to report to the commission for your particular profession. And you're going to need to come up with a PR communications plan so that you can effectively communicate. And you have to have communications to the people that were affected if you have personal identifiable information or PHI, personal health information, PII, PHI, as we call that. So you're going to want a clearly written communications plan. You need to understand your legal obligations, right? You can't just ignore these things. If you get ransomware, you've been breached, you've been compromised, and you have to figure out to what extent. And the incident response plan is review your insurance policy. The insurance policies are changing yearly and continually, right? It used to be that these types of things were covered under errors and omissions and business interruption service. Well, cybersecurity is its own thing. So you want to make certain that you have a policy that's specific to your cybersecurity needs and that you're doing what is required and that you've got the coverage for business interruption and for covering all of the costs that are associated with getting out of this, not just paying the ransom, but actually the expense that goes along with doing the communications, doing the recovery, bringing in the forensic team to actually figure out what's going on. You may need to have someone who can actually do the negotiations with the threat actors for the ransom payment if necessary, right? So you want to have all of that in place. And that's what your insurance policy, if it's properly set up, will help cover those expenses for you. So what is the privacy breach protocol? So you'll want to make certain that you immediately implement your protocol, right? So this is what we're talking about, is this plan that we've created. You need to stop and contain the breach, figure out where it is and stop the bleeding, get them out of there. If the threat actors are in a certain system or they're in systems, you need to figure out how to turn that off. And then notify those affected by the breach. That's your communications plan. And last step is investigation and remediation, right? We figure out how did the breach happen and what are the steps that we need to do in the future to prevent this. These are the lessons learned. So this is what I wanted to dive into a little bit more today, was about what's exposures you have, and that a plan is going to take away the stress. It's going to give you a clear, well thought out, actionable steps on what you're going to do when you're breached, right? And my point here is not if you will be breached, it's when you will be breached. 1 in 2 companies will suffer a breach, right? So you or someone you know will be ransomwared, they will be phished, they will be social engineered for their credentials. These are the things that are going to happen. So get yourself a good plan in place. And this is what we work with our clients to do on the cybersecurity side. So this is Chef Jeff coming to you live from the Cybersecurity Kitchen in my studio, broadcasting live from the Greater Toronto Area. It's Jeff Brody. I am the managing partner at Code Fusion Communications, serving companies across the GTA. across Canada and around the globe, helping companies stay safe and secure and productive. So if you know a business owner or corporation, a doctor's office, a architect's office, an accountant, anyone out there in professional, hey, go ahead and click that share button. Tell them about Chef Jeff and our cybersecurity daily talks. I'm here to educate and provide information that helps keep you safe and secure. I appreciate the love. Show some feedback. Hey, if you know somebody who would like a strategy session to talk about these things, go ahead and send me a direct message, a personal message. I'd be happy to set up a 10 or 20 minute strategy call with you to have that discussion. You stay, yeah. So make sure you tune in again tomorrow when we talk about what's cooking in the cybersecurity kitchen with Chef Jeff. You guys have yourself an awesome day, and thanks for joining me. Bye for now.